Hello, hello, hello. Antphrodite here, your pop culture psychic, back to you again with another reading. This time, we're going back in time. So I'm going to do a reading on Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Solange and what allegedly went down in that elevator that fateful day. So if this is popular and you guys like this and you want me to do other old situations and go back and read them, let me know and put them down in the comments down below. If it's not popular, then I won't do it again. But it's something that's been requested a little bit, and I wanted to play around and see if you guys are actually, into it. For those that don't know, basically, there was elevator footage leaked of what looks like allegedly Solange whooping Jay-Z while Beyonce just stands there and lets it happen. So we have no idea what happened. We have some clues, but we never really got the answer. So remember, these readings are all alleged for interpers only. I will put a link to my last Beyonce reading up here. And if you want to support me, join the YouTube memberships. It's a $5, $10, $15 tier. You get access to exclusive pick a card, story times, and you can win a reading from me. All right, let's get started. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. It's going to be Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Solange first. That's what I want to do, their energies. So Jay-Z, guilty. Allegedly for interpers only. Beyonce, threatening divorce. And then Solange. Oh, okay. So let's get started. So right off the bat, Jay-Z showed up as the Knight of Swords reversed. So the Knight of Swords upright is someone who's like a knight in shining armor, someone who is pure intentioned and wants to help. When it's reversed, it's the exact opposite. So guilty is charged of whatever the hell is going on here. Definitely see him as caught with his hand in the cookie jar, doing something he shouldn't be doing. And I also see that as him being quiet, meaning he can't defend himself, or he didn't defend himself, just was quiet and shut up, didn't say anything. Indefensible is what I'm hearing. So Beyonce showed up as the Hierophant reverse, which is the breaking of a commitment or the breaking of a marriage. So he broke his word. And I'm seeing the Hierophant being reversed as also like a threat to divorce as well. So whatever this situation is something that they have been arguing with for a long periodically of time. It had been an issue for a while, and it's something that could have potentially caused a split between the two of them. Now, the Six of Pentacles reversed is what Solange shows up as. So the Six of Pentacles is an accountability card, and it's reversed, so very much so giving accountability to someone she feels like doesn't have any. We probably already could have established that, but this is verbatim what that card is. For me, it's dependability, accountability, and it's also contracts. So Six of Pentacles, when it's reversed, also tells me that there's some sort of like potentially, there's something he did that could have potentially ruined Beyonce's career or some sort of contract she has. So whatever he did potentially threatened Beyonce directly, allegedly. That's what I'm seeing. And that's why she got irate. Because she's like, you're not going to just fuck up your shit. I don't care if you fuck up your shit. You're fucking with my family. So the dynamic between these two... Okay, and then I want to pull the dynamic between these two. Fuck. Okay. So the dynamic between Beyonce and Jay-Z here is the Seven of Pentacles reverse, feeling uncomfortable, pulled out of my element. So I think these two were not seeing each other for a while. There was distance between the two of them. I don't know if they lived separate or if they were just really busy, but I definitely think the two of them were like, I don't want to touch you. There was a lull period here. And then we're looking at Beyonce and Solange, and I'm seeing the Nine of Cups, manifestation, wish granted. You're able to do and say the things I wish I could do. I see Beyonce as like confiding in Solange, and I see Beyonce being like feeling trapped in certain scenarios and feeling like she's not allowed to do certain things or can't do certain things. And I see Solange building and building with frustration and building with anger. It's almost like Beyonce is just conditioned to be quiet and sit there and deal with it. And I see Solange as being like, stop, like you need to do something. And she's like, no, this is how it works. It's worked this way forever. And it's just like building in them. And I think that's why we see Beyonce as like smug and just letting it happen, because I think Beyonce was like, you're doing what I wish I could do. Now, between Solange and Jay-Z, the Justice card is reversed. Now, that's a legal issue. It could be a lawsuit. It could be fucking something else. He did something that really could have jeopardized their entire empire. I don't know what the fuck he did, but it's a pretty fucking big deal. I can also tell you that there's money involved, which I don't think anyone picked up, but there's money involved. I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's probably just cheating. I see money involved and I see a business deal. Four of Swords reversed, Five of Pentacles reversed, and Strength card. So what I'm seeing is like potentially getting Beyonce involved and her name involved in something that's kind of like, I don't know if I would necessarily use the word shady, but it's a gray area when it comes to money and when it comes to what it's funding. And I'm not sure if Jay-Z was aware of it at the time or not, but it's pretty huge. I don't think anyone brought this up, but that's what I'm seeing. And I'm open to being wrong. All alleged friend tapers only. Please don't sue me. This is there's no facts here. All opinions, all speculation, not real. But that's what I'm seeing. And the Five of Pentacles and the Strength card, that's like a vulnerability. So what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is like Teresa Giudice from the Real Housewives of New Jersey, when she said like when she went to jail because her husband had her sign these things and she just blindly signed everything. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's like there's something he either invested in or was interested in business-wise that really was like horrible. Like, fuck that. Okay, I'm going to say something. I don't know what Beyonce and Jay-Z's dynamic is. I don't know what the rules of their relationship is. I can tell you that they were spending time apart, though. That I can tell you. And doing their own thing. So I don't know if I would use the word infidelity or cheating because their dynamic is weird to me. And it's not traditional. Which, I mean, I guess, you know, there's $1 billion in an elevator. You're not going to have a traditional relationship. However, the Fool is out of nowhere. Spontaneity. Think of like childlike energy, right? And the Queen of Cups is reversed and the King of Pentacles is reversed. Okay? So there are a lot of things that he was doing that she did not know because he was telling her the things he was doing. Now, let me rephrase that to where it makes more sense. If I tell you, okay, that I am, you know, let's say you have an open relationship, right? And you're like, oh, like, there's this one person that I'm seeing. I see them all the time, whatever, and you're okay with it. Okay. Oh, I'm going to see them. Okay, that's where you're going. But then you find out that there's two, and you didn't tell me about the second one. That's the kind of vibe, and this works this goes for business as well. He knows how to tell her one thing and then do something else on top of it. And be like, oh, well, what's the big deal? Like, he can move the goalposts. Again, I'm not convinced I would necessarily word their relationship as open. I would word their relationship as different. I don't really feel like they speak or communicate. I think they just understand without speaking. Like, these two don't feel like they communicate very well to me. These two just feel like there's an understanding between each other, more of like a quiet energy. So, yeah. I don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything. But then there are some things I do need to know, which is probably why they got into a lot of issues because their boundaries are all over the place. I also feel like for me, and I know that like relationships are more than that, but they both don't necessarily feel to me like hypersexual. That doesn't mean that they don't, but both of them feel very much, I don't feel that like sexual pull or that sexual desire. So I'm not seeing it like, even if someone did cheat, it doesn't feel like it would be like, oh, I just want to, you know, bang someone or do there's something else there. It would be more of like an emotional thing or more of like a power thing. It wouldn't be, I'm not seeing either of them really be a very sexually forward person. I think perhaps maybe they use that as a tool for other things, but I don't know. I just don't really feel, I don't really feel that level of intimacy in the same way. Their dynamic is really more of like a, You know what their energy reads as? Business partners who are friends and understand each other. They're very comfortable with each other, familiar with each other. But I wouldn't say that these two are like lovebirds. I don't feel that sort of energy from either of them. And I think they understand that. I also can tell you that I'm in Beyonce's energy right now. And Beyonce, okay, you guys are going to get very mad at me. And please don't come for me because I love Beyonce. But I feel like Beyonce and Britney both, grew up together, right? And were both young when they were in the industry. And I just feel like there's a little bit more similarities than people realize because I can see Beyonce not learning certain things. Like I can see her sitting down as an adult being shocked to learn something that we all learned when we were like 16, whether it be about people, places, things. Like I just see her being very, not necessarily emotionally stunted, but naive to the world. And I see her naive to relationships. I see her naive to people. I see her naive to business. I just see her super naive. And I feel like that's also why Jay-Z is still such a presence in her life, because he feels like if I am not here to guide you, you will be lost. It's like Beyonce is very, very, very good at being an artist and a creative, but everything else she struggles with, which most talented people are like. So it definitely feels like there's almost like he almost feels like a responsibility and then feels burdened by her. But it's frustrating to me because I feel like she's underestimated. And it's why I'm saying there are similarities between her and Britney, because I feel like she's underestimated, where she like gets frustrated and she's like, are you acting like I'm stupid? I can figure this out. Just give me a little bit. Like, her almost being offended, being like, you think I couldn't figure that out? You think I couldn't handle that? I'm on a world tour doing all this. You think I can't figure that out? I may not get it right away, but I'll pick it up eventually. Like she's almost infantilized by a lot of the people in her life, and guarded. And I also think that there are a lot of things that Beyonce wants to do and a lot of places she wants to go to that she's not allowed to. I really do feel that way because I'm telling you, I'm feeling very much the Britney energy. The Chariot's reversed, the Knight of Wands reversed, the Knight of Wands. Oh, you can't do that. It's not safe. Oh, you can't do that. It won't be good for your image. Oh, you can't do that. And she's just learned to shut up and listen. So I know how everyone's just talking about like, oh, Beyonce doesn't go to things. She doesn't do a lot of things. And I get it. But I also think there's more that she would like to do and she can't. It's almost like they've instilled fear into her. The Sun, the Queen of Wands, and the Devil. Jay-Z confided in someone too. So another part of this fight, someone had massive tea that they shouldn't have to have on their relationship and on Beyonce. Someone knew things about Beyonce they should not know. And it only could have came from Jay-Z. Because look, the Sun and the Queen of Wands and the Devil card. How do you have my tea? How can you hold my tea against me? Who gave you this? The only person who could have gave you this was Jay. Was Jay like drunk or something or high and spilled it to you? Like, how do you have this? I also see Beyonce getting her revenge on him. She absolutely got revenge. There's a Nine of Pentacles reverse, Wheel of Fortune reverse, and King of Cups. There's a guy that he hates. There's some sort of other guy that he fucking hates that she got revenge with. I think she gave him some piece of information. Allegedly. She shared something with him. And I think Jay-Z just took it on the chin because he knew that he had to. It's interesting. Jay-Z does these crazy things, but then just accepts his punishment, hangs his head, and keeps it moving. He's almost like a father figure to her sometimes. It's weird. Or at least he feels that way. Three of Pentacles reverse, Death card reverse, and 10 of Wands. There's a lot of people that feel like Beyonce could not handle the direction of her own career. I see her feeling belittled. I see her feeling undermined. I see her making a plan for like an album or a creative cycle, and then her being like, why is everything changed? I told you I wanted this. I told you I wanted that. Because maybe Jay-Z or other people have put their hands in it and said, no, Beyonce doesn't know what she's talking about. We're going to do this. And I see her getting frustrated and be like, why are my things changed? Why does everyone act like I don't know what I'm talking about? It's almost like being gaslit. You guys, I'm telling you, there are a lot of similarities between her and Britney, and you're going to get mad at me for saying that, but watch. Okay, I'm telling you. This is all Beyonce has ever known. So I think she's just in this position of like, this is what it is. Once the children start getting older and doing their own thing, whether they are popular on social media or, whatever, you're going to see a lot more information spill. Her children are not going to be quiet and fall in line. Her children are not going to follow suit of like, be the perfect image. I see her children as being very outspoken and very rebellious in a good way. And so I think a lot of what Beyonce wanted to be will end up happening with her children, through her children. So I definitely think as the children get older, we're going to start to see more of them. So definitely outspoken. Because I'm seeing a lot of stuff and being like, you couldn't stop. Yep. This is children. This is magician, is communication, talking. And then the Four of Cups. I don't care anymore. Loose cannon. Loose cannon with the information. So I guess they're going to keep things locked up as tight as they can for as long as they can. But I will say I also feel like the influence that her children are going to have is something that I don't necessarily know if everyone's going to be expecting or ready for. I know people are always like, celebrity kids are very, very, powerful, whatever. But there's something about at least one of her children that people are really going to listen to. Three of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. I'm excited to see how that goes. I think, Beyonce is definitely someone who I would expect to be a fantastic parent, so this doesn't shock me. I mean, can you imagine having Beyonce as your mom? She's like an icon, so I'm excited. So I guess that's where I'm going to leave this at. Leave it on a good note, right? Positivity. So if you guys like that, make sure you follow me on my socials, Antphrodite everywhere. Hit the subscribe button down below. Join my YouTube memberships, $5, $10, $50 tier. You can get exclusive access to pick cards, story times. You can win a reading from me. And until next time, hope you like this.